Okay, what's up? Welcome back to the GMGO channel. The goal of what we're going to do today is hopefully build a first round matchup parlay ticket with NoVig's parlay thing. So let me get, usually people get settled before they start rolling. I like to just start rolling and then I'll get settled. So let me pull up NoVig. Let me pull up my golf information. Let me show you what I'm really talking about here, and then we'll get after it. If you're in the comments, welcome JFK Knight the second, JFK Knight the second, or is it just JF Knight the second? You'll have to let me know, because I don't want to call you JFK Knight if you're JF Knight. So what I will tell you is NoVig has this. Let me make sure everything looks okay. And I may just put the chat down there. It might help me figure this out. Oh, my face is gone. Oh, there we go. We good now? There we go. Okay. So NoVig has this boost. I promise I'm gonna get it figured out. And it is a simple 25% PGA first round matchup boost. So my goal today, it has to be 3 or more legs plus 300 or longer. My goal is to build something much more intense than that. So what we are going to do is go to PGA, and we are going to go to the actual first round matchups. And like I said, I'm going to pull up my golf model and first round matchups. And we are simply going to go through this one by one. And I am going to look at both of these guys, Taylor Moore and Doug Ghim, together. And if I like one significantly more than another, I'm going to add them. And if they're close, I'm going to skip them. And we're going to go through all these matchups. And that's a lot of matchups. We're going to see what we end up with. So let's do that. How's it going, Green? It's Knight. Okay, thank you for the correction. I don't want to be calling you JFK Knight if it's just Knight. It's going fine. I was fairly productive today, and sometimes when I'm productive, the ball rolls farther than I intend, and I'm like, wow, I made a couple videos. Why not just throw in a live stream? Which means tomorrow I'll do nothing, but I guess it could be worse. Otherwise, let me get the model pulled up here, and then maybe we pull up my sheet from today so we can talk about this course at the Cognizant Classic and the weak field, etc. So let's do this. Let's look at Taylor Moore and let's look at Doug Ghim, and we'll see how we feel about each of them. Today I talked about Bermuda grass. I talked about approaches from that mid-range 150 to 200. Talked about how distance and accuracy are both evenly weighted. Talked about the weak field. So let's do this. Okay, so Taylor Moore is in the AM wave, AM PM wave. Putting has been fine. Total strokes gained. Let's look at his history at the Cognizant. Cut year one last year. he was 42nd. This season, nothing in the top 50. So Taylor Moore has not had a great start to the year. What about Doug Gim? Let's see what Doug Gim is doing. He's not doing, evidently. Okay, Taylor Moore versus Doug. Let me pull it up a different way. Maybe. Yeah. All right, Taylor Moore versus Doug Gim for the 8th time. In the last 100 rounds, do you play golf one and dones? I don't, Dane. I really didn't know they were a thing until this year and until maybe 2 weeks ago. And I saw some on Splash Sports and I considered it, but I didn't end up messing with it. So it's something I'm in. I almost started one for like the community to just do with a bunch of you guys who watch the content. Okay. Off the tee, these guys are about even. Approach, Taylor Moore is losing strokes in the last 100 rounds. Let's just do the last 40 rounds. We might get a little bit better data. They're both losing strokes on approach. Gim's a little better. Putting, they're both putting pretty poorly in the last 40 rounds. So I look at this and Doug Gim is trending better, but it's not an overwhelming confidence. So I will put Doug Gim in as our first leg and understand that if we need to get rid of one, he's going to go. That's how we're going to do this. Okay, next up is Austin Eckroat against Beau Hosler. The Haas. So comparing these guys, Austin Eckroat, much better approach player last 40 rounds. Worse putter. Eckroat's more accurate. Eckroat's better off the tee. So Beau gets him in putting. Eckroat gets him in everything else. Let's see what my model, if my model had any of these guys. See, my model didn't. My top 50 don't have Taylor, Gim, Eckroat, or Hosler, and so that makes it a little bit trickier. Let me pull up my golf sheet that has everything on it, and then it'll be easier for me to search. Yeah, Austin Eckroat actually modeled okay, 193. So the model that I use is on Rick Rungood Way, and it looks like this. And I am not affiliated with Rick Rungood. He does not pay me, and I kind of had a conversation with him, and essentially what he talked about was, I don't care if you use my tool on stream, use your good judgment. And so I'm showing you that this is what I'm using. Out of respect for him, since this is a paid thing, I'm not going to like show every matchup on here, but this is the tool that I use for everything. And so when I do my actual model, he has this model where you can go in and put in different weighted metrics on all of these, you know, descriptions. Like Bermuda, we said was a huge deal this week, and we said that strokes gained approach is a huge deal this week. So, you know, just looking at those two metrics here, you know, it's basing on that. You can see strokes gained Bermuda, how good they do, strokes gained approach, how good they do. Yeah, you get it. So that's what I use. So that's why I'm not showing it, but just understand that that's what is being used. Sorry to beat a dead horse there. But yeah, that is the answer to that. Okay. So actually, through your question, that's going to help me a lot. Wei, you helped me change how I'm going to look at this thing. So good, thank you. I'm actually going to put some categories in here and then compare across this through or by way of that. So now I have to figure out what, okay, so probably approaches. Okay, so we call these the metrics. It's maybe total driving. Okay, so let's go back. Let's So Taylor Moore gained strokes on Bermuda. His approach play from 150, 175 is not great. His 75, 200 is a little better, and his total driving's fine. So let's compare that to Doug Gim. And Doug Gim is significantly better in all of those. So let's change this to 15 and now just keep it the same. It helps you get a bird's eye view. Okay, Austin Eckroat, and I was kind of leaning towards Austin Eckroat, but oh wow, his approach play is significantly better. His total driving is better. Bo Hosler is yeah. Let's go Austin Eckroat. That looks good to me. Joel Dahman and Lee Hodges or Damon Dahman. He looks okay. Isn't the best Bermuda putter, but isn't horrible. Lee Hodges. He's not bad either. Okay, so this is one where I look at it, and I think since I'm split, I like both of them. And so Lee Hodges, like if I say, hey, this is 50-50, I think Lee Hodges and Joel Dahman split in 100 rounds. They split 50-50. I should go Lee Hodges here. I'm not so confident that I want to run Lee Hodges when I am 50-50. So we'll pass on Lee Hodges because I know we're going to have to make some cuts. Max McGreevy is near the bottom of the model. Kind of a neutral Bermuda putter, but his approach play has been less than desirable. So if Rico is significantly better, he's not. He's not at all. Not the best Bermuda putter. His approach play is not great. His just better driver. So I'm going to skip that one as well. Mac Meisner and Matt Wallace. Now if you watched my long form video today on this, you know I was all over the Meisner. So it's going to be probably a play from me versus Matt Wallace. So Meisner's a good Bermuda putter. His approach play has been good. 175 to 200, he gets a little worse. Total driving, not too bad. So let's go Matt Wallace. Matt Wallace's driving's pretty bad. His approach play's pretty bad. He's a neutral putter. So yeah, I'm going to take the Mac here, Mac Meisner. So there's our three, but I'm going to go further. I'm going to go more. We're going to keep building this and see what we can end up with. Let me know in the comments. What would you guys feel comfortable locking in? We're not going to max the boost. The boost is 25. I'm not going to build a mega play and put 25 on it. That's too much for me. Okay. So these are little wagers. So let me guys know like how many legs or the rough amount of odds you would be interested in tailing, I guess is the best way to say that. Okay, Keith Mitchell and Shane Lowry, I know is going to be a tough one. Just looking at my model production today. So Keith Mitchell, overall 18. Neutral Bermuda, good on everything else. Shane Lowry, I don't want to get cute. I don't want to get cute, but I want to go Keith Mitchell here. I think I'm going to get cute. I think I'm going to go Keith Mitchell here. He is a better putter on Bermuda. Not by much, but he's better. His approach play from 150 to 175 is better. 175 to 200 is... Shane Lowry is good from that range. Total driving. Do I get cute? Oh, don't get cute. I don't want to. If tomorrow I lose by one leg and it's the leg I went Keith Mitchell over Shane Lowry, I will be more mad that I didn't leave it out. Yeah, so I'm making a mega parlay. Thought process behind why. Simply, NoVig has this 25% first round matchup boost, and I thought it would be fun to come on here and use the model and try to find drastic mismatches in what I think is important statistically here, and then pick those guys. So the thought process of me trying to decide between Keith Mitchell and Shane Lowry is telling me it's a pass because they're too close. Whereas I like Doug Gim a lot more, I like Eckroat a lot more, and I like Miesner a lot more than their opponent. All right, so Aaron Rai and Nico Echeverria. I love Nico Echeverria this week. Ooh, Aaron Rai's putting on Bermuda is the worst we've looked at of anyone. But everywhere else, Aaron Rai is not too bad. Let's look at Nico. His Bermuda is incredible. He's the best. So this is a case of, so far, of the 10 golfers we've looked at, best Bermuda putter, worst Bermuda putter out of 10. So this is number 1 out of 10. This is 10 out of 10. Is that a big enough deal? Because Aaron Rai's approach play is better than... Oh, wait. Nikolai Hogard. Good thing I didn't type that in all the way. Sorry. Ignore what I was saying. But it's actually still true. Echeverria is a better putter than Nikolai Hogard on Bermuda. He's actually the 7th best on tour in this field on Bermuda. Okay. So Echeverria for sure. On the basis of bad Bermuda putter, good Bermuda putter, we're going with it. Garrett Higo and Kevin Yu. Garrett Higo, neutral Bermuda. Not been the best at approach play. You know, if Kevin Yu is also kind of mid, we're just going to pass. My face should tell you, I think it's a pass. I think I lean Kevin Yu based on what I'm looking at. Let's see what my model says. And I can show you mine. So Garrett Higo actually was okay. Oh, look at this. So Garrett Higo and Kevin Yu are nearly identical on my model in terms of what I would pick. So I guess that's like somewhat reassuring that, let me zoom it in for you, that these two guys are paired up. I like them pretty similarly, but Yeah, I'm gonna stay away just because they are so close. Steven Yeager and S.H. Kim. Let's go check them out. Steven Yeager. Ooh. He looks good. Is he on here? Let me... Oh, Steven Yeager modeled very well. He is top 5, 7, 10 from my model right now. So, Kim, S.H. Kim. Kim is a very good Bermuda putter. Approach play iffy and off the tee iffy. Ooh, so, you know, we could lose this based on putting because Kim is the 16th best on tour right now at Bermuda putting. Yeager's 54th, but Yeager wins everything else. So it's like if Kim gets in trouble off the tee, he can make up for it with putting. If Yeager plays everything well, he misses some putt. You know, it's just... I think Yeager is who I would take in a 4-round event. Like, if this was not first round, I would take Yeager. I think Yeager's the better golfer, better suited here. But I think Kim could putt well enough in round 1 or in any round that he could beat Yeager just because of putting alone. So I'm going to pass. Davis Thompson and Chris Kirk. Let's see what the model is. Chris Kirk models very well. 371 on the model score. Course fit. He shows up. It's not overwhelming, but he's on there. He cracks the top 10 of best golfers this week. What about Davis Thompson? Davis Thompson is not far behind. Very similar. 273, 267 versus 15 and 23. So that one's probably a skip too. Let me look at the data that I have. See if there's anything that will change my mind. Davis Thompson and Chris Kirk. We are Chris Kirk. Chris Kirk is my lean. He's been sober for like 5 years. Chris Kirk. Is that an omen? Your travesty? Is that like we're going to celebrate the sobriety? We throw him in? Should we do it? Should we reward a guy for sobriety? I'm guessing you mean alcohol. I mean, you can be sober from all kinds of things, but my guess is alcohol. Maybe we don't get cute. Let's not get cute here. I don't want to get cute. Let's pass. Nikolai Hogard and Johnny Kiefer. Kiefer, I hardly know her. Okay, so Kiefer does not have next to any data. I don't know if Kiefer is... Yeah, let's skip it. Let's skip it. Kiefer is... he's got to be a Corn Ferry guy or something. He just doesn't have the rounds. But I said... What did I say? Nikolai Hogard is one of the best bentgrass. Okay, he's not. I said Echeverria was. Højgaard. I mean, I guess I have to show you this. I mean, Højgaard was the best golfer according to the model. So because of that, I think it'd be a shame if we didn't put him up against Johnny Kiefer. But Kiefer isn't going to show up due to his lack of rounds. So what, I mean, it's like Schrodinger's cat. Kiefer could be number 1, but since we don't know that because Kiefer wasn't able to be in the model because of his lack of data, we have to assume that he is simultaneously number 1, number 2, number 3, all the way down to the worst golfer. So he is both the best and the worst golfer in this tournament as Johnny Kiefer. So for that, I think I'm going to pass. Ricky Castillo and Jordan Smith. I went to school with a Jordan Smith. Let's see. Jordan Smith, nope. And who was the other guy I said? I've already forgotten. Ricky Castillo. He's not, neither of these guys are on anything. They are evenly matched. Fine, let's go look. Ricky Castillo, Corn Ferry guy, not on here. Jordan Smith, not a lot of data, I'm passing. Eric Cole, Gary Woodland, I already know who I'm going with because of the model. Eric Cole, very solid bent grass putter. Great approach player. Top 10 in both approach categories. Not a good driver of the golf ball. Not a good driver of the white ball. But if we look here, Eric Cole's here. I don't know. Gary Woodland is even on here. Yeah, he's down here. Eric Cole, Garrett Woodland. Okay, let me look on here. Let me see. Gary Woodland. Better driver. I mean, how much does driving matter? I don't know how much driving is going to matter here. I think approach play and putting matter more. What is his problem? Is it driving distance or driving accuracy? Both. Both, actually. Both are his problem, but more so distance, which I don't think is the biggest deal here. I'm gonna go Eric Cole. Let's lock him in and move on. Alex Smalley and Michael Brennan. I think Alex Smalley made it on here. Yes, he did. I called Alex Smalley, didn't I? I think in today's video, I called Alex Smalley the Jacob Bridgman of the Cognizant Classic. In other words, based on his position in the model and what the model was like doing as far as trends go, Alex Smalley may be a play. So we got Alex Smalley and Michael Brennan. Let's check Brennan. Michael Brennan hits the ball far. Bermuda putting is meh. He's good. He's a good driver of the golf ball. He's a good driver of the golf ball. Alex Smalley, also a good driver of the golf ball. He has the other factors. Let's go with Alex Smalley. Like the video for the algorithm. Are you telling others to do that, Beers in Buffalo, or are you telling me you did that? Either way, thank you. Why not both? All right, we got 6 legs. We got 34-1, 6 legs here. Dylan Wu and Matty Schmid. Dylan Wu, and Matty Schmid, Neither of them really show up in my model. Dylan Wu, not a far hitter. Decent accuracy. Decent Bermuda putter. Decent. Okay, yeah, all right. And Matty Schmid. Just a smidge. Matty Schmid. Hits the ball far. Not very accurate. Bad approach play. Yeah, let's go with Dylan Wu. Kevin Roy, Emiliano Grillo. I think Grillo's on here. Yeah, Grillo's up here high. And Kevin Roy, G-Biv. Kevin Roy. Let's check over here and make sure. Ooh. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, Kevin Roy. Drives it far. Drives it accurately. Good accuracy with his irons. Neutral Bermuda putter. I think I have to skip. I think we have to skip Kevin Roy and Emiliano Grillo. Again, if you want me to do 72 holes of golf, I go Grillo. But based on the data that I'm looking at in terms of what I think matters tomorrow, They're so close, it's a pass. Oh, we live and golf. What a time to be alive. Magicap, I am thankful you're here. I'm thankful that everyone is here. That's watching us build this ticket for tomorrow. Have some fun for tomorrow. Max Homa and Sami Välimäki. Max Homa looks okay. Sami Välimäki looks about okay. Honestly, Välimäki's a little bit worse off the tee. Better Bermuda putter. So it's kind of a what did I have up here? It's the S.H. Kim Steven Yeager predicament. So I think I pass on that as well. Although, again, Sami Välimäki, I think I take him long term. Ryan Gerard and Rasmus Højgaard. Now this one is... This is where I will admit that I'm confused on why my model did this. Rasmus Højgaard, I think, is the shortest odds to win this week. I think Rasmus Højgaard is the favorite. If he's not the favorite, he's top 3. His brother is up there, but he's down the list. Rasmus did not really model well. His course fit is about average. It's good. It's good average. Of the people who have a good course fit, it's average. So I worry when the betting favorite isn't, like, it's always pretty easy. Scotty Scheffler, betting favorite. Scotty Scheffler, top of the model. Like, that's always going to be what happens. But on weeks where there is no Scotty Scheffler, it's Rasmus Højgaard this week. Whoops. And he's all the way down here. I mean, I guess it's still top 25-ish. So, where's Gerard? Because the other part is, okay, Ryan Gerard is like maybe this, he's top 3 as well, betting odds. He's in the top 10. So I guess that's not too bad. So if I look at these guys, Ryan Gerard is pretty good. Rasmus Højgaard. Oh, that's probably why there's not a ton of data for his drives. He's good on Bermuda. I'm going to skip this one. I think the model may have neglected Rasmus because of some missing data in that key approach territory. Daniel Berger, Michael Thorbjornsen. I'm going to pass just because Thorbjornsen is down here. Did not model very well, only 75, which means in the 5 to 10 trials that I did, he probably only showed up once or twice, but very low in the twice region. But his course fit is 4th. So just looking at what this course historically needs out of players that are successful, Thorbjornsen's game is set up well for that. Only people better are Daniel Berger, who he's up against. This is another one where if I'm wrong, I'm going to feel it. And I'm going to say, why did I push it? I should not have pushed it. So I'm going to skip that. Daniel Berger also makes me so nervous. He had that absence from the tour. Every time I bet on Berger, he has a meltdown. So I'm passing. Haitong Lee and Thorbjorn Olsen. See on here if any of them pop. Thorbjorn Olsen. Okay, he's the last name. He got the final golden ticket in the not the 50th spot, but it's about the 45th spot. So that's not very reassuring. Haitong Lee, how do you spell that? H-A-O. So he's not on the model at all. So this is probably a skip, but we'll look. Lee doesn't have a ton of data either, so that's likely why he didn't pop up. Tom Kim and Mackenzie Hughes. Tom Kim. I've neglected Tom Kim this week. Where is Tom Kim on here? I didn't do much looking at Tom Kim, and I have a feeling I'm going to regret it. His Bermuda putting's not great. I'm going to look more into Tom Kim's profile. I don't even know what he's done this year. Tom Kim is a roller coaster. You watch this guy. So he played last week at the Genesis, 34th last week, putted horribly, lost 4 strokes putting, but gained an approach, gained around the green, gained tee to green. Yeah, putting was his problem, which different, entirely different putting situation. Phoenix Open, he putted okay around the green. His approach play's good. Tom Kim's approach play is good. And I think he'll putt better on these Bermuda greens as opposed to where they were last week. Mackenzie Hughes, I don't know. Oh, wow. I didn't realize Homa was up that far either. Mackenzie Hughes. I don't like when they're that close. And it's not that close. Like, there's a good gap in between. Oh, brother. I'm going Tom Kim. Mackenzie Hughes' numbers look pathetic. He has not been sharp. So let's go Tom Kim. Okay, we're now looking at 124 to 1. 8 picks. How many more options do we have? I can't scroll anymore. No, I don't. Is that the end? Let me check my phone. My dad messaged me saying that I ordered a webcam for a PC that I didn't order on Amazon. Probably should figure that out, but I'm going to wait till this is done. A webcam? I'm just checking to make sure that I've seen all the matchups, because sometimes on the computer it gets a little wonky. The bottom is John Perry and David Ford, Daniel Brown above him. Okay, so we're almost done. So we only have a few. Oh, yeah. We only have 4 more matchups to look through. Okay, perfect. Christian Bezuidenhout is probably my favorite golfer this week, which is a sentence that nobody should probably ever say. His driving distance is not great. Everything else is out of this world, off the charts, and I think Christopher is got to be a live guy. So I'm just going to snap call Christian Bezuidenhout. Lock him in. Lock him in. Seamus Power and Chris Ventura, Pet Detective. Seamus Power. This is probably going to be a skip. Chris Ventura actually probably my pick. Holy Chris Ventura. Hold on. Oh, this guy's from Florida. He knows the bent grass. This guy's been on the bent grass. Your odds don't match mine. Are you building this along with me, Logan? L crossface, I mean? That's interesting if they don't. Or maybe you're just talking like the normal odds here. Chris Ventura. So he played at the Farmers, 22nd, putted out of this world. Gained strokes total, across every round except round 4, had a really bad round 4. His approach play could get him into trouble. He's, oof. American Express, he only played round 1. And then we have to go back to last year on the PGA. Like Brown shows 105. Well, you should be happy. But that is interesting. I don't know. We'll see after I do it and submit it what it does. Because I'm also on the coins. And I'll switch over to money. at the end before I actually place the bet. So here's the deal. This guy's a good putter. He usually gains strokes total. But those approach numbers lately have been bad. Last year, he gained a lot of strokes approach. This year, he's not gained strokes in approach at all. So it makes me nervous. Although, I mean, has Seamus Power really been that sharp? We can look. Farmers, he finished 11th. His approach play is like, oh yeah, I'm not doing this. Seamus Power is a much stronger approach player. You know, if he putts to a 0, like he doesn't gain or lose strokes in putting. He just putts average. The approach play makes me nervous, so I'm skipping. Daniel Brown and Jesper Stevenson. I mean, how do you say this? Jasper Svensson. That's it. Svensson. So this is the biggest mystery of the week. Daniel Brown, right here, has the best, by far, course fit. 100. Next closest, 84 for Rico. And then 74 for Nikolai, and then it drops to 60. So something is in the water with Daniel Brown. Do a Daniel Brown and Daniel Berger. Oh, he is an insane Bermuda putter. That's why. Holy Bermuda putting. Approach play. Up and down. He was on the European Tour a lot last year. Did very well on the European Tour from the looks of it. Phoenix Open, he got cut. Farmers Open, he did okay, tied 30th. There's too much mystery with this. The course fit looks good. Like, to make the cut, or his top 40 numbers plus 112, 122, like that, I'm fine. Like, I think that's a good bet. But just heads up against a guy and a guy who isn't a slouch in Svensson. Who's Jesper? I think Adam. Is Adam Svensson and Jesper Svensson the same guy? I'm confused. I think they're two different people, and we're talking about Jesper. You locked in top 40 for Brown beers in Buffalo? Plus money. I like it. Oh, but Jesper Svensson? I found him. Guys, I was making a mistake. Sorry. Swedish guy. He got cut from the Farmers. I don't know how. He gained strokes off the tee, gained strokes in approach, barely lost any around the green, gained strokes putting, gained strokes tee to green, and missed the cut. Too many variables in these guys. And John Perry, and I forget who the other guy was. Okay, well, don't worry about it. We'll skip that. Okay, so we have 9 picks here to the tune of plus 19900. So $10 would win $2,000. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at $2,000. I mean, if somebody knocked on my door and said, "This is an envelope from you, we were told to drop it off," and I'd say, "By who?" And they said, "We can't disclose that information." I say, "What's in it?" And they handed me the envelope, and I hold it, and it's, I don't know, Well, it's not heavy, but it's not light. And I'm like, what's in it? And they're like, well, you have to open it. I'm like, do I do it now or do I wait till you're gone? And they say, you can wait till we're gone. So I shut the door. I watch them out to their car, back out of the driveway. Once I think they're gone, I open it. There's $2,000 in. I'm not going to be upset. Is kind of what I'm saying. So let's look one more time through here. Gim versus Moore. Eckroat versus Hosler. Mesner versus Wallace. Echeverria versus Rye. Cole versus Woodland. Smalley over Brennan. Wu over Schmid. Kim over Hughes. And Buzadenho over Kiefer. Chief Kiefer. All right. So the lovely people who have sat around here, who have watched, who have listened, who have engaged. When we look at this, maybe I'm trying to get a better view, guys. Is there anything when we look at this? Oh yeah, I forgot this is going to make it more. Do we roll with this? Or do we remove some? Let's go. Weiwei says let's go. Let's just do it. Let's rip it. 9 legs. 9 legs for 9 holes. Front 9, back 9. We just let it go. Okay. All right. All right. Let me lock it in. Okay. Let me switch it over to the dollars. Let me add the boost. Sure. I'll do a fun stream, $10. I don't recommend that. This is probably, something more along the lines of like $1 or $2. You're too much of a coward. You're not a coward to lock it in. You're probably smart. I'm probably the coward for doing it, Logan. Okay, my geolocation is failing on NoVig right now. And I'm afraid if I refresh it, I'm going to lose the bet. So I'm going to screenshot it so that way I know exactly what it was. And then I'm going to refresh. And then we'll lock it in. And then we'll be on our way. Okay, retry. Oh, wait. Maybe. Shade ain't show. Fingers crossed. Come on. We're just spinning. Just retrying the geolocator. I did Nico, Wu, and Kim. Yeah, I noticed that too, Magic. It happens, but it typically bounces right back. I'm going to refresh the whole screen. Come on, keep the slip. Come on. It didn't keep the slip. I got to rebuild the slip, but I have it. So it shouldn't be too hard. Okay. Doug Gim over Taylor Moore. Austin Eckroat. We skipped Dominant Hodges. Max and Rico, we skipped. Mesner, we played. Mitchell and Lowry, we skipped. Echeverria, we smashed. We skipped you and Higo, it was close. We skipped Yeager and Kim, it was close. Davis and Chris Kirk, we skipped, it was close. Nikolai and Johnny Kiefer, we wanted to go Nikolai, but we didn't. Rico and Jordan, not enough information. We got Eric Cole. We got Alex Smalley. We got Wu. Tom Kim. And Christian Buzadenhout. Hote. So we have these 9 legs. When I build that, one name sticks out and says, delete it. And that is Dylan Wu. So I am going to get rid of Dylan Wu. And I'm sorry, Logan. I see you have already did your Nico, Wu, and Kim play. So, that's on me. But he's my least favorite of the 9. So we're going to take him out. And we're going to lock this in. We're going to place the order. Show picks. Boom. Share. trying to pull this up for you so I can. How do you? No, you stookin' idiot. Share using. Is that a copy button? NoVig did hit you with a 1099. Hey, that's a good thing. I mean, means means you won. Means you withdrew more than you deposited, right? I may be wrong, but isn't NoVig horrible for tax applications? Okay, so it depends what you mean by horrible, David. I am not an accountant. I am not. Hold on. I want to figure out how to get this, like, in a place where I can, like, talk to you guys and also. Let me get this figured out, and then I'll answer your question about that. I can make this look better later. Oh, what's up, Kansas Thunder? Good to see you. Okay, so here's the official play that we're running, if you want to tail it. These are first-round matchups. Okay, so David, isn't NoVig horrible for tax implications? I am not an accountant. Everything I say is not to be held in the court of law. I am going to speak from my knowledge and experience, and please don't follow it unless you do your own research. Okay. 1099 was given to Logan because NoVig is technically a sweepstakes model, and they answer to different regulations and therefore tax differently. So NoVig and a sports book, in quotes, like Fliff or Rebet, are going to be similar. Same in some capacity as Underdog, Pick Six, Better, Prize Picks, since those are DFS and not sports betting. FanDuel, DraftKings, your actual sports books, are only going to send you a form if you could make $100,000 on FanDuel. You're only going to get a form if you hit a bet that was 300 times your stake and won over $600. So both of those things have to be true in order to generate a W2G on FanDuel. So what likely happened with Logan and anyone else who got a NoVig 1099 is you withdrew more than you purchased, or maybe even, and I don't know if this is the case, maybe even you just withdrew. They send a form based on the total withdrawn. I don't know if it's a net situation or if it's just total withdrawn. So if you don't want a 1099, then David, it may be horrible for tax implications for you. I am someone who does not care if he has to file a tax form based on winnings. So for me, NoVig offers me enough in terms of value and whatever that I am okay if I am profitable on NoVig paying the appropriate tax for it. I will say it only happens if you withdraw. So I have never withdrawn from NoVig, and I haven't gotten a tax form. So it could, in theory, take ARBs on FanDuel and NoVig, like say there's a minus 110, a plus 110, probably a bad example. Let's say NoVig is a plus 300, FanDuel is a minus 300. I could bet the NoVig one and the FanDuel one to even them out and try to shift balances, get my money off NoVig without withdrawing. Problem is, you went on NoVig, now now you're 3 times worse than when you started. So I don't worry about all that. I just, when I withdraw, they'll send me a form and I'll pay it. There you go. Okay. So tomorrow, Cognizant Classic, we're running this 8-leg first round parlay. If you want to tail it, go for it. I guess it'll be on my Picket right now. So the easiest way to tail it is probably going to Picket, following me, and I'm just going to double check that it's on there. And then you can probably hit tail and it will probably auto-populate in your slip. But I'm going to check it out, just to be sure. Everything's got to sync over first. Please, please, how Pro Bettors deals with limits. Can you be a solo Pro Bettor? I'm going to need you to repeat that. I'm not quite sure what you meant. Please, please, how Pro Bettors deals with limits. Can you be a solo Pro Bettors? I can't even say your name out loud. There's so many letters. Yeah, boom. It's in there. Ready for you to tail if you want. So I think what you're asking is, how do Pro Bettors deal with limits? And the answer is they find different people to place their bets. Either physically, somebody else goes in and places the bets, or online they have accounts. I want to ask you about limits that Sportsbook enforce on successful Pro Bettors. Okay, yes. What about them? Yes, they do that. What do you want to know specifically, I guess, is what I would ask you. I guess while I'm here, I can cook up a nice tweet, a nice Twitter. Cook up a real nice tweet for this one. Share. But I will answer your question if you ask it in a different way. It also looks hilarious that I'm betting a whole unit on this monster. Oh. I'll stick around for a few more minutes in case anybody has some other questions or things of that nature. How do you feel about annexation of Puerto Rico? I honestly have not been following any. Let me look at that. Oh wait, are you talking about? Wait, hold on. What are you talking about? What do you mean by that? Are you talking about like that movie with the kid who has that snot bubble? Oh, best play of all time. I haven't watched that movie in a long time, but I always remember that kid whose mom's very protective, and he walks up and he's got that snot, little giant's snot bubble kid. Oh, this just does something to me that I can't fathom. This, I can't do it. Get it off my screen. That's what I think of when I think of the movie. This right here. Do you proxy bet yourself? Do I proxy bet myself? Do I proxy bet myself? Well, here's what I'll say. There comes a point where doing that becomes more effort than it's worth for some people. And for me, I was tired of the grind of betting and getting accounts just to be limited, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I do not proxy bet in terms of I have multiple phones sitting in front of me and multiple accounts that I go through and try to keep clean and things of that nature. I'm checking out right winners on Pickett and I'm seeing Gerard as favorite. Yeah, Gerard. Who else? Was Højgaard not up there? I may have been thinking things. Any tips for confirming if you're placing live EV bets besides line go up? So what I would say for that, let's look at Smart Stake. Why don't we just do a little lesson? Marcado, if you're still here, I'll tell you. Ye got soul. Did you change your photo? Neck shorter than Rasmus. Okay, I may have just been looking at it wrong. So let's go over to Smart Stake. We'll just do we'll do a whole shebang tonight. We'll do it live. So we go to EV, we go to live. So how do you know if you're getting a plus EV play? So looking at this, there's not much to comp to, but Pinnacle, we can assume live is 129 and the score is 800. Don't have a ton to go off of. So, for me, I'm probably not looking too much into that. Or if I'm doing this live and I'm really sitting down, I may have FanDuel open, I may have DraftKings open, and I can quickly check where they are. So I can try to do that real quick. I don't know. Georgia, Vanderbilt, Georgia plus 2.5. NCAA basketball, Georgia, Vanderbilt. Georgia is plus 3.5 right now for minus 144, which means FanDuel thinks it's pretty good chance that they cover 3.5. So if you're getting 2.5 at plus 200 or plus 185, yeah, I think that's good. Now the problem is I'm going to click this and my guess is it's dead. It's down a little bit, 145. So yeah, see, look there, it's already updated 145, but everybody else moved even lower. And now FanDuel's at plus 110 for this. So yeah, like I would take this. FanDuel plus 110. Everybody else 115, 115, 120, 106, and the score is giving you 145. So yeah, I would take that. And then I would probably hit this 4.5 as well. So there's one example. And I'm not going to do it. I probably should. I'm not going to. Again, Texas plus 2.5 against Florida. It's not showing up down here, so it may be gone. Let's see. One thing you can't do, and it's counterintuitive when you're live betting, is get rushed, get in a hurry. And yeah, see, it's suspended, it's pulled. And that's the hardest thing, because if you're not in a hurry, you may miss bets. But being in a hurry leads to some rough things. So, okay, look at the comps. Regardless of who's comping to what, the vast majority, like I don't care if these are sharp or not, because it's 9-1. So if 9 different books with 9 different computations and algorithms are sitting in the minus 120, minus 110, and the score is giving you plus 115, Cleveland State plus 16.5, if it's still alive, yes, you can have my location. And it's changed. Okay, so that was good at that number. But yeah, you can see it's already updated. But look, if MGM is still minus 118, and this way, like Smart Stake, boom, you just click on it, and it pulls it up. 165. Okay, so they've moved as well. So the number one thing I would say to you, Marcato Music, is don't get in a hurry. Don't judge yourself based on, how many plays you get in each night. Don't go in with any expectations. Like, I got to make 20 EV plays. Some nights you may only get 3 or 4. Some nights you may get 30. I would look at comps and I would take your time and make sure, okay, here we go. Money line. 185, look, all these are, it's moved. So that's no good. Total points under 222. And what you can also do is consider the market. If it's a mainline market, like a total or a spread, it's going to be more accurate. My guess is Sacramento and Houston is not live anymore. 222. Yeah, it's minus 108 right now, which still best in the market. Like this one, second quarter handicap, not a lot of comps. So not really worth looking at here. So I used their refresh quite a bit. Is that what this is? Yeah, that's the auto refresh. I should have had that on. You can also change the game status to stopped if you really want to like practice. Like Smart Stake alerts when the game is paused. So Sabres, I mean, there's only a 1% EV play. Okay, this one's back. Pittsburgh under 67.5 team total. 125, 101 on Pinnacle, 105 on DraftKings. Not a ton of comps, but like my limit, see, this is where it's different for me. My limit on Fanatics is going to be $10. So even if I have like that's like I feel okay about it, the stakes aren't that high for me. So it's worth it. So yeah, I guess part of confirming if you're placing live EB bets, part of it is if you're not sure, either skip it or bet half of what you normally would. That way you don't beat yourself up. And then you can kind of go back and look and see what was winning, what didn't, where you're doing well. Are there books you're doing well? Are there books that seem to be, and this would be something that I would suggest a multitude of bets. Like you're not going to do it after 2 or 3 days and then try to draw conclusions. You need hundreds of bets, which you may not have time for. So like all of this, you have to kind of keep in mind about best practice versus the life you're living and how those two things go together. And people don't talk about that. So that's my 2 cents. Okay. So I'm going to make this tweet about our first round play. First round matchup, mega. With NoVig, 25% boost. Are you a retired bettor? That's a really good question. Depends who you ask. Some people are going to say that I was never a real bettor because I arbitraged 85% of my time. I would rather pay extra juice and make guaranteed money than make more money and have months of stress. I don't handle losses well. I don't have the temperament for what it takes to be a professional bettor. There is a level that professional bettors are able to either ignore the emotions or... Did I cross the $1 million mark? No. Who do you think I am? I'm making content for, I'm on a lot. I don't mean this disrespectfully. I'm saying this to myself, but I'm saying it through you sarcastically. I'm making a first round parlay at 9 o'clock at night to 57 people watching. If I made $1 million, I wouldn't still be out here grinding. No, I did not cross the $1 million mark. No. But through arbitrage, through promotions, through signing up for all books, through talking to the right people, being connected to the right circles, being at the right time when customer acquisition was huge for these books, through learning and experience and all of those things that were out of my control. I know you're just asking. I'm not giving you a hard time. I'm not trying to give you a hard time. $1 million is just like I think it's a big mark. To me, it's a big mark. Like that's like beyond life changing to me. I did well enough that my life is different. And, I was able to quit my teaching job, and I thought that sports betting would last longer when I quit my teaching job, and it didn't. And pretty much after I quit my teaching job, the limits came very quickly, and I said, I got to figure out something else. I've always loved making videos. Can I do that? And it's been an experiment in its own right of trying to figure out what lane I belong in and things of that nature. So, no, I did not cross $1 million. Sorry to disappoint you. I hope that doesn't invalidate me. Honestly, unless you're originating, everyone is fighting for the same scraps. Yeah, gravity. That's the sad reality of plus EV top-down betting in 2026 is there's so many tools and lines die quickly. And I talk about this all the time. I used to be able to find ARBs between Unibet and FanDuel just manually. I would have Unibet on the iPad and FanDuel on my iPhone, and I'd just scroll through and I'd just find ARBs. No service, no tools, no nothing. But yeah, you're right. Everybody's fighting for the same scraps. Daily player prop markets and DFS have things like green and regulation, birdies, etc. Would be cool to get some other ideas for those in another video. Yeah, fairways hit too, I think, Logan. They have those. Pick 6. Do you think limits could possibly cool off with exchanges and prediction markets becoming popular? But it's not the worst optimistic thing I've ever heard, Magic Cap. But the realist in me thinks that the recreational guys, the parlay guys, the home run bettors, the people that dub club and pick sellers are trying to take in as clients. Those guys are never going to switch over to NoVig. Like taking 10 minutes to sign up for NoVig, they're just not going to do it. They're happy with FanDuel. They're comfortable on FanDuel. That's where their balance is. And FanDuel knows that, and DraftKings knows that. So they're going to just continue to rake off of those people. So my fear is no. It would be cool if the competition led to a better product for the consumer, but when does that happen? I thought that was capitalism. I thought that was how that worked. What do you think about Kalshi in the sports prediction markets? Are they right? I'm pretty outspoken about my thoughts on prediction markets. I think sports betting can be dangerous. I think the legalization of online sports betting is dangerous. I think mobile casinos should be illegal. I think prediction markets are between the two. I don't think prediction markets are as bad as the casinos, online casinos, dangerous as the online casinos, but I think they are right there next to it. More so than sports betting. I I think I want to say, I can't say they're blanket like they are rigged, but insider trading is a feature, not a bug of prediction markets. Who you know, what you know, they're going to take your money. First round matchup mega with NoVig 25% boost. Tail here. And then we put the emoji pointing down. And then we drop the picket link. Here. Post. Perfect. Okay. I kind of like live streams. I really do. Maybe we do more. Do you consider the prediction market soft or sharp? I am not probably educated enough to speak on that, Marcado. I don't want to say things that I don't know for sure. So with that, I will say I think there are markets that there are markets that sharp bettors are seeding or putting in big liquidity so that people will take the other side because they know that they're getting a good price and they will clean up off of rec guys. And prediction markets allow them that luxury, whereas a sportsbook may limit their action. So like if FanDuel has a golf matchup, we'll say, and Christian Bezuidenhout is plus 110. And, somebody who originates golf has the matchup as fair value of minus 150. And FanDuel only lets them get $70 down. But they have fair minus 150. What they can do is they can throw a minus 130 up on these numbers are not going to be perfect, but I'm trying to give you an example. They may throw a minus 130 up on Bezuidenhout. Now, with that, it would create an ARB on FanDuel, most likely, because of the drastic difference. And people will take that because it's an ARB. Even though the problem with prediction markets is you don't know whose liquidity you're taking. Maybe you do. Maybe you can see that. I don't know. I don't spend too much time on there. But the prediction markets allow sharp bettors to come in and place massive wagers on numbers that have made them profitable over time, and you may be betting into that number. But on the other hand, there are a lot of people in states that don't allow gambling where people are on there. I just don't know how you know if you're getting their liquidity or not. So I have placed bets on prediction markets. I do not make that my main goal. I try to support them as little as possible. And I definitely stay away from markets that are, I think, predatory or should not be allowed to be bet. I'm really on your story. A teacher to sports bettor to a YouTuber. What switch? Please stay longer. We have lots of questions. You can't possibly have that many questions. You got one more. I'll say one more question. Say one more question. Yeah, they seem sketchy. Yeah, they are. They are. I wish they were regulated more. Okay, I'm tired. I will say also be careful with EV betting on exchanges, especially late night, early morning. Yeah. Yep. Originators are feasting. Yep. Okay. Well, I appreciate you all for coming by and hanging out. If you want to tail that play, I put a link up on Twitter, or you can go to my Picket. Check out Smart Stake if you want to dip your toes in EV betting. Code GREEN, $1 for a week. Play around with it. Also have a Discord. If you want to join my Discord, it does cost as a way to support my content. I'm willing to help you talk through some of these ideas on this journey. It's not a picks Discord. I'm not trying to sell you anything. It's just a way for us to hang out. Hopefully I can give you the value. It's like $2 a week, $5 a month, or $45 for the year. Seems reasonable.